George, you still there, right?
Still here.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So if the people don't even come, do you still want me to keep going with the PowerPoint, or do you want me to leave it aside?
You can continue with the PowerPoint. Yeah.
Okay. And you just let me know whenever you're gonna go live.
Okay. No, you're live already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you want me to go with PowerPoint?
Yeah.
All right. So hello to anyone who's watching. My name is Alex. I am in the South area from the Fort Myers Spanish Church. So today's game, let me pull this up. I forgot to share my screen. So today's game consists of slides that have something in common. So there's going to be three objectives, and they have something in common. So let me show you the first one as an example. So Moses in the book of Exodus, Joshua in the book of Joshua, and Elisha in the book of Second Kings. They all have something in common, and you have to find what they have in common. There's a picture at the bottom left that shows you like a little hint if you don't understand where this is going. In the top left corner, we're going to show some Bible verses that you can use to find the answer to. I encourage you that you use your Bible. In my opinion, is going to help you a lot. So I say I give you 15 seconds to whoever's watching. I'll give you 20 seconds to whoever's watching to figure out the answer. If you don't figure it out, we'll go on to the next one. So the answer for this one is, with God they parted bodies of water. So Moses in the book of Exodus, God parted the Red Sea so that the people of Israel were delivered from the hands of Egypt. In Joshua, while they were crossing the river, the priest set foot and the river parted. Elijah and Elisha, when they were going on their way out to the Jordan River, Elijah took his mantle and he struck the water, and the Jordan River parted. As well, when Elisha was coming back, when he was going back home, he crossed the Jordan River and he did the exact same thing that Elijah did, and as well, the Jordan River parted. So the next one, Jacob, Perez, and Elvis. What do all these have in common? I'll give you 20 seconds to try to figure it out, and I'll give you another 10 seconds. I'll give you another 20 seconds, actually, for when the Bible verses come up. So in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 26, and the book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 29. So I'll give you another 10 seconds if you haven't figured it out yet. So what all these have in common is that they all have twins. I personally did not know Elvis had a twin. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Let's see. David, the children of Israel, and UPS package. And like I said, there is a picture at the bottom that will help you try to figure it out if you don't understand it. It's 20 seconds on the clock. Starts now. So for the Bible text, 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 37, the book of Exodus, there isn't a specific verse, but more importantly, what is the whole idea of the book of Exodus? 20 seconds on the clock. Okay, I'll give you another 10 seconds just in case you haven't gotten the answer. Okay. So the answer to this one is that they were all delivered. So the obvious, the UPS package is delivered to your home. You know, it's very obvious. Let's go on to the next one. A rumor, a hawk's wing, and a fire. What do they all have in common? 20 seconds on the clock starts now. So the book of John, chapter 21, verse 23, book of Job, chapter 39, verses 26 to 27, and the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 4. Let's see if you can find the answer. There's another 20 seconds. All right, 20 seconds are up. So what all these have in common are they all spread. So let's go on to the next slide. Adam, the second beast in Daniel, and a barbecue restaurant. 20 seconds on the clock starts now. Alright, so here's a little hint if you haven't figured it out. For Adam, God took this away from Adam to make Eve. I'll give you another 30 seconds. See if you figure it out. And like I said, I encourage that you use your Bible to find the answer to this if you haven't figured it out yet. Ten seconds left. And your time is up. So the answer is ribs. Y'all have ribs. And yes, we are Seventh-day Adventists, so at a barbecue restaurant, you wouldn't be eating ribs, although if they are serving beef ribs. Okay. Here's 20 seconds on the clock. So go ahead and use your Bible and see if you haven't figured out the answer to this one. Hopefully in those verses you will find the answer. And here are 30 seconds. Ten seconds left. And your time is up. So what all these three have in common is they all involve wages. All right, next one. Cephas, I believe that's how you pronounce it. A fisher of men, and Simon. Here are 20 seconds. You're on. So what do all these three words have in common? Okay. If you have not yet figured out the answer to this one, I encourage you to use the Bible verses that are in the top left corner to figure out the answer, and 30 seconds are on the clock. Another clue I can give you is Jesus referred to one of his disciples as a fisher of men, and to the same disciple, another name for him was Simon. And another nickname was the Rock, which is the picture at the bottom left corner. 5 seconds on the clock. If you have not figured out the answer is Peter. These are all nicknames for Peter. Okay, what do all these have in common? Herod wanted to worship the newborn king, Abel killed Cain, and Moses parted the Sea of Galilee. 20 seconds on the clock. Now this one is a kind of little easy one, so I'll give you 15 seconds left if you haven't figured it out. Okay. What all these have in common is they are all lies. Abel did not kill Cain. It was the other way around, and Herod did not want to worship the newborn king, which was Jesus. And Moses did not part the Sea of Galilee, but the Red Sea. More importantly, it was not Moses, but God. Okay. This next one. What do all these books in the Bible have in common? 10, 20 seconds on the clock. Okay. Here are, the 30 seconds if you have not figured it yet. So again, with the same situation as the book of Exodus, this one does not give you a specific verse because more importantly, it has to do with the entire book. What do both books have in common? Okay. So the answer to this one is they all only have one chapter in each book. So here's the next one. I give you 20 seconds on the clock. See if you can figure it out. Okay, and here are 30 seconds. Like I said, if you have not figured out the answer, I do encourage you to use the Bible verses that are on the top left corner. Exodus chapter 15, verse 23, the book of John chapter 19, verse 29, and the book of 1 Samuel chapter 14, verse 52. You have 10 seconds left. Okay. What they all have in common is they were all bitter. Okay. Now for this one, you will have to search it up, but it's not that hard. So, what does the verse of the book of Matthew, chapter 8, 26, book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 39, and the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 24 have in common? They all have the same story, but what do they all have in common besides being the same story? Okay, those 20 seconds are up. I'll give you 15 more seconds. See if you figure it out. Okay, 50 seconds are up. What these all have in common is that it involved with Jesus calming a storm. Yep. Okay. And the next one, what do all these three have in common? I'll give you 20 seconds to see if you can figure it out on time. Okay, I'll give you another 30 seconds. If you have not yet figured it out, please use the Bible verses in the top left corner. And also use the picture that's about at the bottom left. It also gives you a little hint about what all these three have in common. Okay, the time is up. All these are banquets. All right, now for this one, let's see what they have in common. 20 seconds are on the clock. Nimrod, Shaul, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, another 30 seconds on the clock. If you have yet to figure out the answer, I do encourage you to use the verses at the top left corner. Okay, the answer to this one is that they were all great hunters. Next slide. So what does Solomon's reign, David's reign, and Joash of Judah's reign have in common? I'll give you 20 seconds. Okay, let's go ahead and give you another 30 seconds. If you have not figured out yet, and like I said, I do encourage you to use the verses at the top left corner, which are the book of First Kings, chapter 11, verse 42, 2 Samuel, chapter 25, verse 27, and 2 Chronicles, chapter 24, verse 1. Okay, and the answer to this one is they all lasted 40 years. Okay, I'll give you 20 seconds to try to figure it out what this is. Okay, I'll go ahead and give you another 15 seconds. See if you have not yet figured it out. All these, what they have in common is cities. So this one, let's see, give you another 20 seconds. See if you can figure it out. Now this one did stumble Pastor Stewart. He did have a little trouble finding this one out. So let's see if how long he can take. All right. Give you another 15 seconds. See if you haven't figured it out yet. Alrighty. What all these three have in common is they all have string. Let's see. Give you 20 seconds on the clock. See if you can figure this one out. Okay. Give another 15 seconds. Okay, and the answer to this one is they all parted ways. Next one. What do weeds, beard, / hair of mourners in Jesus' time and fishing nets have in common? Give you 20 seconds. See if you can figure it out. Okay. Let's go ahead and give you another 15. See if you can figure it out. Alrighty. For the answer for this one is they are all pulled. Okay. I'm gonna have to shorten up the time a little bit because we're running a little behind. So we'll do all these three have in common. 15 seconds. I'm on the clock. Let's see if you can figure it out. Okay. Here's another 10 seconds if you have not yet figured it out at this point. Okay. The answer to this one is all of them were traders. Okay. 20 seconds, 15 seconds, I'm sorry, 15 seconds on the clock. See if we can figure this one out. This is a little easy. The bottom left corner basically gives it away. Okay, let's skip the 10 seconds. The answer for this one is desert. All of these will belong to the word desert. And that is all. Thank you for joining me today. That was the game of Bible TriBond. All right, sounds good. All right, everybody, stay blessed to whoever's watching, and let's see where we go from here.